This is it, you guys. This is one of my favorite times of year. I love planner season, and 2020 can go. I am so ready to ring in the new year with all the awesome planners and all the awesome goals and plans for next year. So let me show you what planners I'm going to be using. Hey you guys, oh my gosh, we have so many planners to get through, and I'm not going to be able to talk about each individual one as much as I want, but I've kind of separated them into stacks around me based on how I use them. So I'm going to go over kind of my work and productivity planners first, and then I'll go into ones that are more for like evening and morning routines and things like that. So I've kind of got them separated, but I will be doing some more actual like setups of these planners and talking a little bit more in depth and doing some flip throughs later in the month before we get to the new year. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, if you love planners as much as I do, because I'm going to be going over a lot of this process and the setups that I can't cover in this video, or it would be ridiculously long. It's already going to be long. So as you can see, I've already made my coffee and I'm going to be sipping on that as we go. So grab a coffee, grab a cup of wine, some tea, some water, whatever your pleasure is, and let's have some fun. Okay, so the first two planners I have here are kind of the cornerstone of my actual planning. Now, I know there are lots of haters out there that are like, why would you use so many planners? I can't believe it. But I am a very visual person. Also, this becomes my hobby. I love using planners, and not only do they make me happy, but I have been so much more productive since I have separated out my planning into multiple planners. Now, I do use a ton of them, but I like it and it works for me. And I've gotten more done in the last few years since I started using mini planners than I ever did before. And a big part of that is that I don't use all of these planners every single day. I use them as I need them, and they each have a specific purpose. So I'm going to talk about not only showing you the planners, but talking about why and how I use them. But these two are kind of the cornerstone of my entire system. So these are mostly just the covers, and then they hold a printable planner. So this one is a Happy Planner hardcover with some gold discs, and I used this last year. I'm going to be using it again. It actually needs to be cleaned off a little bit, but I love the pink and it just makes me happy. But this holds my HB90 Method 2021 goals planner. If you are all about wanting to set some goals that you'll really stick to, I would love for you to check this out. This is actually my planner that I designed, and it's currently only available in printable form, but it comes in both letter size and A5, and you get both of them in the same download. I am going to do an actual flip through of this planner coming up, but for now, just know that this is how I set my goals. This goals planner has basically planning pages it's sort of like a workbook to walk you through how to set your goals. And I use this system myself. So it has Q1, and then it goes through all the goal setting pages and task lists for Q1, and it has monthly pages as well. Then it also moves into Q2, Q3, and Q4. So this will hold all of my goals and brainstorming. And this is how, if you've ever watched on my channel, I have a Kanban board on the wall because I am such a visual person. I love visual workflows that I like to color code and see my goals on the wall, see my tasks on the wall. And this is how I plan it, is in this planner. So basically I only use this goals planner for a couple of days at the beginning of the quarter. And then every week, once a week, I will come in and do these task lists that you see here to set up my tasks and do my weekly review. So I'm pretty, like, this is not a daily planner for me. This is just basically a quarterly brainstorming workbook, but it is a cornerstone of my entire process. So I have that punched and printed and ready to go for getting ready for next year. But the planner that I use on an absolute daily basis, this is kind of like if I had to choose one planner, this would be the one. But I don't always have it in this green binder. So a few years back, I decided I wanted the flexibility of an A5 rings planner. So this is an A5 rings from Carpe Diem, but I also have some from Webster's Pages and Kikki.K and Filofax. And what I love to do is every single month, it takes me about 2 hours to do it. I print, laminate, and set up a new planner design. And I love doing this. It's absolutely not necessary, but it just makes me happy. And so it gives me that kind of fresh new planner feel every single month. And I can put new dashboards in, I can put new lists and new pages. Like I just got these from Cloth and Paper and I love them. If you like seeing rings, setups, and flip throughs, definitely subscribe and check out my playlist about this, because I like to do a lot of my setups if I can. But I have like lists in the front, I have monthly planners here in the middle so that I can kind of see. I have all kinds of little inserts that I use for planning. And then I also tend to keep my vision board in here. I'm going to be doing a new one for 2021. And if you want to join me, I'm going to be setting up a live vision board party on New Year's Eve. So I'm going to set that up soon. Definitely subscribe and come join us, because that's going to be super fun. But the main part of the planner that I use on a daily basis is this middle section. And this is part of my HB90 planner. And I will do a video coming up on the difference between the quarterly planner and the goals planner. But basically the goals planner has the goal setting workbook for all 4 quarters of the year. The quarterly planner has the goal setting workbook. It's the exact same pages, so you don't really need them both. But this also has weekly and daily pages in it to plan. So this is what I use as my like basic weekly and daily planner. So it has a weekly dashboard, then it has a weekly, like week on 2 pages spread, and then it has a daily page. And sadly, I can't even show you one that's well used, because I came home from vacation after the NaNoWriMo diaries and everything, and I have not had a chance to really just like use this planner, because I've just been like crazy and haven't been back in routine. But on a daily basis, this is usually what I use to plan my days. And I even came up with a color-coded system that sort of matches my Kanban board system, like the blue, the pink, and all of that. And I use these little stickers from, I think it was called Hourglass Sticker Co., that are printable stickers. And I use that color code to plan out my days. And I'm going to be doing an updated video on this coming up before the start of the year. But this is like always the planner that's open on my desk. I use it all the time. And if I only had a choice of one planner, it would be this one. But it's always a different binder, and it's just the insides that kind of stay, like the functional pages that stay the same. But I love in an A5 rings how you can customize it and change it to make it your own. And you can add pictures and new dashboards and pages, anything you want, and it's just super customizable. That is basically what is in this planner. I also tend to put some sort of goal setting things and like motivational quotes and things like that. But I do switch it out every single month, and that really makes me happy. Then what we do here is we get into my Erin Condren planners, and these also are functional planners. Some of them I'm in most days, but not every single day. So let's start with these two. So again, I love anything that is customizable. So the fact that Erin Condren planners, you can pull the covers off and change them out for the seasons makes me really happy. I also am loving the rose gold coil. And to me, it's really hard. I have tried other planners throughout the years, and it's really hard for me to love a planner more than this one, because I feel like the quality is so good, the paper is so good, and I just love them to bits. So I have a lot of Erin Condren planners. These two planners are their monthly planners, and they come in the full size, kind of like 8.5 by 11, and then a classic size, which is a 7 by 9. And I use them both. So this one is my content planner for Sarra Cannon. So I'm a writer, but I also have this YouTube channel where I coach writers, I have courses for writers, and I have that planner that I told you about. So I have, let's just say I'm multi-passionate. I have lots of sort of businesses and things going on. So this top content calendar is really where I plan out my YouTube lives and things like that for my Sarra Cannon YouTube channel. It's also where I brainstorm about like what my word of the year is, about what my writing schedule is, what my promotions are going to be. So for example, in October, I did a big event for my 10-year anniversary of being a published author. And I planned out all of those days and everything that was going to happen, like 13 days of Spooktacular. It all got planned out in this notebook. And one of the reasons I love the monthly planner from Erin Condren is the fact that it's kind of a hybrid notebook and planner. The only planner pages is basically you have like a little monthly tab with a monthly calendar. You have this page here as well where it's kind of like a dashboard, but then it's just blank pages. So I love the fact that you can really just make this your own and plan out and think through anything. So for me, this is a great content calendar or like project-based calendar or notebook because you get a chance to really like use it how you want. And I planned out every day of the Spooktacular, all of my giveaways, everything like that. Then for the month of November, I was working on the NaNoWriMo diaries and different things like that. I have currently the one that goes from July 2020 to June of 2021. So I'll need to get a new one next year. And you can see that my 15-month-old daughter got a hold of my pen and was coloring in it. So now we have hit that point of having a small child where sometimes my planners are just going to get written in and I am okay with it. Sometimes I like to use things like this, like these little page tabs from the Planner Society or something like that so that I can have quick reference to certain pages that are important to me. Like here I have this page that has sort of like an ads tracker for the relaunch of my Fairhope covers. And I love that you've got a ton of extra notebook pages in the back because you can really do what you want with those notebook pages and what you're going to do for planning. But basically the bigger one is the same thing, but for this Heart Breathing's YouTube channel and all my courses. So this is the editorial calendar that I use for that. I plan out all my videos. I do outlines for my videos so that I can reference it while I am talking through. Like I did a whole series on planning how to write a series and how to create a series Bible. All of that went in here. And because I'm putting these long explanations and outlines, that's why I use the bigger planner, like the larger size, because I've got more stuff that goes into this one. And so all of my plans for my YouTube channel go in here. Then in the back where you have again, this one goes till June. So you can see I've already been using this one for a half year and I'm just going to keep using it. And then I'll buy the new Erin Condren that comes out in July. But then there's this big notes section in the back. And I do have these segmented out. So the first one is more of like tasks and courses. The second part is for YouTube video ideas, different things like that. So I've got these sectioned out. And then in the back, there are stickers that come with all of these that I have used some of. And then there's this nice sturdy pocket and I have some stickers stuck back here. But I love that I can change out the covers. I love the coil and the quality of the coil. You've got little charms that you can buy that you can put on them. And you can really, I feel like, use this for any project that you're going to do. And it's great for an editorial calendar. So I don't necessarily use these on a daily basis, but every week I do pull these out and start planning my videos and things like that. So I do actually have some other Erin Condren planners, but partially I will say they send some of these to me for free. EC planners are not necessarily cheap, and I know it's a splurge and it's like, whoa, why did you spend so much money? But they did send me a lot of this stuff, so I'll just give that as a caveat, and I wanted to find ways to use it. So I have a couple of different planners here that I'm going to actually franken plan into one. And if you want to see this process, I will be recording it, but I also will link for you down below a video where I did this for my time tracking planner before. So I'm going to do a full flip through of how I'm creating my time tracking planner, a review of how it worked and what I'm going to change. But basically, I'm going to take this 6-month EC Daily Duo. So this is their planner that has daily pages in it. And this is something they just released this past year, and I'm loving it. So let me show you a little bit about it. You've got the monthly spread. Then you have that same kind of monthly dashboard that you saw in the monthly planner, but now it also has daily pages, and Saturday and Sunday tend to be on the same page, but every other day gets its own page with a full hourly schedule over here and a to-do list and then a little blank box. And it just goes like that through the entire month. This does not have a weekly overview though, like my daily planner does for HB90. It just has monthly and daily pages. But this is the first time EC has offered a daily planner in a coil bound version, and I really hope they stick with it because I like it. But when I first got this, I decided that it would be perfect to use for a time tracking planner because I want to get much better. Like, my entire quarterly system depends on me making really good estimates for what I'm going to be doing in my life. Like, if I want to estimate how long it takes me to finish a video, I need to know how long it usually takes me to finish a video. So that means tracking my time 100%. And again, I'll go over this more in a future video, but I have been already using this for about 6 months and I haven't been sticking with it as much as I wanted to. So I'm going to make some changes for January and I'm so excited about that. But basically what I have done with this is I've Franken planned it, meaning I'm going to pull pieces from several different planners and then uncoil it all and recoil it on the same coil so I can kind of make a custom planner. And I'm going to be using this Daily Duo planner. And this one, like I said, goes through June. When you buy the Daily Duo, you actually get a full year, but it comes in 2 separate books like this. And I already used the first, like last half of last year, so I'm going to be using up the rest of it. Then it also does come with, at the very back, like a few little notes pages and some pretty stickers. And just like that other one that I showed you, it has this really nice sturdy pocket in the back, and all of their planners, you can change out these covers in the front. And it also comes with a ruler. I am going to be pulling this apart and combining it with this planner. This is one that they sent me for free for review when their layers design came out. And this is the horizontal layout planner. I have used some parts of this, but I didn't stick with it. So this one actually is an 18-month planner, which I'm excited I have because now it means I have an 18-month size coil in the rose gold. So this is a smaller coil for the 6-month planner and then this. So I am going to fast forward here to the January section, and I'm going to be taking pages from this horizontal. So you can see here it has the same dashboard and then it has the horizontal pages. Erin Condren also has a vertical layout where you have the 3 boxes down the side, and then they also have an hourly layout, not like the daily page, but an actual, like you have the weekly overview like this, but with hourly. But I don't have that to show you, but they do have those 3 different configurations. But I like the horizontal because it gives me a chance to really journal. And the way I'm going to use this is combining the daily pages over here with the weekly horizontal pages. So what I'll do is I'll have the weekly overview, and then I'll have all the weekly pages, and then I'll have some notes pages, and then the following week. And I'm going to set up a 3-month quarterly planner that's a combination horizontal, Daily Duo, and a notebook. The other planner though that I have that I also haven't used yet that they sent me for free for review is this academic planner. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use pieces of this or my Franken planner. I don't really need 2 different weekly spreads, but I'm trying to decide if I want to use the horizontal or if I want to use this academic one where you have kind of like a to-do checklist. I wouldn't use this for to-dos. I would actually use this. Remember I was talking about how I have that color-coded dot system that matches my Kanban board. I would use that to go through like an overview of how many hours I spent that day on each task. And again, I'm going to do a whole video on this so I can talk about it more. But once I decide, I will let you guys know. But here is a peek, if you're interested in getting one, of what the academic planner looks like. So it has the mid-century circles design instead of the layers design that you see like here on this one. So it has this design, which I think is really pretty. And then it also has like a dashboard where you can set your goals and you can do projects and exams and stuff like that. So I like this page where you can say deadline, description, and the details and the dates, because I think this would be a good writing planner for me. So
I don't know, I have still some decisions to make before we hit January, but it has the weekly sort of in a horizontal spread, but it has each day sectioned into 3 sections. So you have this smaller section, a wider section, and then a to-do checklist, which I think is neat. And I am thinking of mixing things up just a little bit for Q1 to try this out as a place for my writing tasks or for my time tracking planner. Then at the end of each month, it has a couple of blank pages with just an asterisk in the corner. And then you have more mid-century circle. I really love these dashboards, and I think the mid-century circles design is really beautiful. And I do also love the layers design, but they both make me happy. So this goes all the way through to the end of December. And then in the back of the planner, you have, again, just those couple of pages. You have a sort of quote page at the back. And then you have some stickers, but this is kind of the least amount of stickers I think you get in any of the planners. And it says things like exams and midterms, which is great for an academic planner, but not something that I personally would use. And then there's no pocket in the back of this, which I think is kind of a mistake because I think every planner could use a pocket. So maybe they'll add that in the future. But this is the academic planner. This is the horizontal life planner, and then this one is the daily duo. And I'm probably going to somehow mix them all up with a notebook. Stay tuned. There's exciting things coming. When I do get that done as my time tracking planner, that is also something that doesn't leave my desk. And the intention is to set it up every single hour and update what I've been doing for that hour and track my time. I also have a little device called a timular. So look, if you're interested in time tracking, look out for a video coming up for me in the next couple of weeks. It might not be before the end of the year. It might be early January, but it's coming soon. And I'll take you through that whole system once I have it down. But that will be something I use basically 7 days a week on my desk all the time. Okay, one final sort of, I think final sort of work planner. And you can see I actually got some nail polish on this, so I need to try to get that off. This is a Happy Planner cover. So this is their deluxe cover. I found this Big Plans decal at Michael's, and then some of these are from Webster's Pages, these little hearts. So I just sort of decorated it a little bit. And then it holds a Happy Planner inside of it. And this is the big size, but they do come in the classic size too, which is that kind of 7x9 size. Mine is a little bit messy, so I need to reset this up for the beginning of the year because I'm going to put some new things in it. But basically, I have taken some of their purple, shiny, like metallic discs, and then I have just created my own thing inside of here. I created my own cover based on the cover of my novel with just a laminator and a hole punch from Staples, the ARC Staples punch. And I love the ability and the flexibility of Happy Planner discs or Levenger or any of those disc type companies, ARC, things like that, where you can take it and basically create your own planner and you can remove and add pages. If you notice a theme, I love to be able to customize things, and that's part of what makes me happy. And it is a little bit time consuming, but once it's set up, you know, this is kind of how I like to spend my downtime, is like binge watching YouTube videos and setting up planners. It's really fun for me. And usually I'll have a glass of wine and be chatting with my husband at the same time. So this is my plotting planner, and this is constantly in motion. It's always changing depending on what book I'm currently working on. I am still currently finishing up final edits on my book, Fate's Surrender. If you followed my NaNoWriMo sorrowful journey, you know how hard I tried to finish this book before a deadline earlier this month and just couldn't. But now that I'm back from vacation and kind of getting back into things, I have started back on this book and it is almost finished. I will update you guys on that, and it is coming out on January 15th. So once this book is done, I will switch to the next book here. But I tend to keep about 3 books worth of information in this planner, and then I can just easily pull it out and pull all these pages out. If you have a printer and a hole punch for this, you can pretty much make this anything you want. I have several free things that you can grab on my website, including basically a plotting notebook and workbook. And that's one of the main things that goes in here each time. I always print that out first for every POV character. And again, color coded. And, you know, I use these happy planner, I guess I should have said potential spoiler alert. If you're actually reading these novels, try to just not look at them, you know, clearly. But I use old happy planner pages from old happy planners that are like the dates are out. Instead of throwing them away or just recycling them, this is how I recycle them. I cover the dates up and I use it as like a grid to plot my story. And so I love doing that. It makes me very happy, and I always keep those pages in my planner. But like I said, that is for the first book. I'm also working on a book called The Witch's Door that I'll be reading live here on YouTube on my Sarra Cannon channel. And that one also has started notes. I'm not going to show you that one because that one is definitely would be spoilers. But I have basically three full novels worth of notes in here. And as soon as Fate's Surrender is over, which is a good part of this plotting notebook, I will add more pages to The Witch's Door, and I will add the next book that I'll be working on into the back of this. So this is another planner that I don't necessarily touch every single day, but this is where I do all my plotting and brainstorming for my books. Okay, so the next stack of planners is really a set of planners that are more for, I don't know how to describe it exactly, but this is more for like functional planning for my personal life. One of the first ones here is a Hobonichi Weeks, and I really had wanted the teal one that has the hardcover, but it was sold out so fast on jet pens, and I didn't want to pay the shipping from Japan. So I got this one, which is the 2021 Mega. It's the soft cover, which I do kind of like the soft cover, to be honest. And it is the one in hot pink. And then I have a cover on it, and I will actually be using this as my wallet carry. So this will go in my wallet, and I'm going to be switching out from a teal colored Kiki K to this very beautiful black one. And so this is just a zip wallet, leather wallet from Kiki K. It has several pockets here, and it has a zip pocket here, which is perfect for stickers and receipts and things like that. Then it has like place to put your cards or anything in the back, but it fits the Hobonichi Weeks pretty much perfectly. And so I am going to take this little clear cover on cover and slip it right back there. I haven't decided if I want to put some kind of paper or anything over this, or if I just want to leave the pretty pink, but I might put like a sticker. One thing I love about the cover on cover is that you could slip a sticker back here or a die cut, and it's going to hold it in place without you having to actually stick it on the weeks. So that's cool. But I have a ton of stickers and different things I'm going to be using to set this up as sort of a weekly wallet carry and budget tracker. So I'm going to use this planner to track my budget, all the money coming in and all the money that I spend. That's why I like to have it in my wallet, because if I go to the store, what I'll do is I'll have like a little tab or something on the page for the week that it is currently. And so when I go and I'm taking out my card to pay for groceries or something, I'll just quickly flip to the week, and I have a little pin that stays. It just kind of sits right here because there's no pin loop, but I might put a pin loop over here this year. I'll set it up soon, and I'll just write out what I spent. So I'll be like Harris Teeter, $75 or whatever. So then I can make sure that I'm keeping track of my budget. I'll also have notes in here sometimes back when the world was normal and we were able to go out to restaurants all the time. When we would go out, I would use these back pages in the back here of the Mega, which has more notes pages than the regular weeks. And we would keep story idea notes here. But of course, we haven't been using that as much this time, but I am going to be setting this up with savings and budgeting trackers. We have actually just purchased a house that we're going to be building. So we have a huge down payment that we'll be putting down later this year, and I want to keep really good track of our budget. I'll also be adding kind of a washi dashboard to this and a bunch of other stickers and things to set it up. So if you're interested in seeing the full setup of the weeks for a wallet carry budget planner, please subscribe to this channel because I'm going to have that coming up soon. But I think that'll be really pretty and nice. I also have another Erin Condren. This is an EC on-the-go folio, which is basically their version of a traveler's notebook. And I just got this pretty purple one in, and I'm excited to really use it. So I always do a family fun and gaming / TV type planner that is really just a way to get intentional about the time I'm spending with my children and my husband, and gaming and making sure that I'm not working all the time. And I have in the past used this one, which is very much like that plotting planner. It's like a big happy planner, as my gaming planner. But what I found was this is so big that I can't really carry it around the house. So if we're sitting around and we're watching a movie or we're playing a game on a console or something downstairs, I tend to not like memory keep in this because I don't have it with me. So this one is small and portable enough that I can carry it with me, or I can have it with me while we're watching a movie. Basically, all three of these are going to be like memory keeping and practical lists of things we need to do as a family or things we want to buy. We also, once it warms up, we'll be going to the beach a lot, so I want to memory keep that in here. Another thing you guys will see me set up, and I've talked about this already in my notebook challenge video, is I'm going to be using this Archer and Olive A5 notebook for a health and fitness bullet journal. But I set it up in the month of October and then I didn't stick with it. So I'm going to try again at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to carry you guys through an entire setup of this where I'm trying to lose some weight. I'm trying to do all my meal planning in here. I'm trying to track my workouts. And as you can see, I started it pretty well in October, but then I really fell off the wagon. So I did it for about 3 weeks and then just didn't continue. So I'm going to try again. So if you're interested in seeing how someone might set up a meal planner and a health and fitness journal for bullet journaling, stay tuned because that is coming as well. And this will be something, again, that I'll update daily, but only this one page. I wanted to set it up where it was very simple for me to track. So this one page where I track my daily weight, I'm going to put a picture in every month, track my mood, and then all of these little things that I'll track, like did I read, did I work out, no sugar, no flour, did I take my pills, did I drink my water, and that sort of thing. Did I game, did I do my nightly ritual, how many steps did I get? Like all of that stuff is going to be tracked here. And what I was doing when I was sticking to it is just in the morning when I was eating breakfast, I would fill this out and put a dot and track my steps and my sleep. I'm using this new band called the Halo from Amazon and I really like it. So that tracks my sleep and my steps. So that will be something that I track, that I take some time to set up every month, but I only use basically this one spread every day. And I'm hoping that's really going to help me. Plus the weekly meal planning will go in here as well. Final Erin Condren sort of functional planner is another one of those 8.5 by 11 monthly planners. And this one goes from January to December of 2021 and is that same layers design. And this one is going to be our new house, getting ready for the new house tracker. So I'm going to track the build, I'm going to track our projects, and what we're going to be doing is basically getting really ruthless about getting rid of anything we have in this house. We've been renting for 3 to 4 years now, and so we've accumulated a lot of stuff that might not go into the new house. So we're going to be getting rid of things. And so we've already worked out a schedule. So this is, I'm just going to need to set this up, but we've worked out a schedule where basically on the weekends in January, we're going to be clearing out my office space and all the kitchen cabinets that have stationery in them. And yes, I do have stationery in my kitchen cabinets because there's no other storage in this rental house. And there's one of the closets down here that has some stationery that we're going to be clearing out. So that's the January project. And I'm going to be tracking what we do here on the monthly. This will be our like plan for how we're going to get it done. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with this dashboard page. I honestly wish they would get rid of this because I never use it. And then I've got basically these pages where I'm going to be taking before and after photos. I'm going to be taking measurements that we're going to be using in the new house and figuring out what furniture we want to buy for the space, what we're getting rid of, what we're going to try to sell, like old cameras or old laptops, what we're going to need to buy new of. And it's just going to track this whole project as we get ready for the new house. February is going to be all about our closets upstairs. March is going to be all about the kids' rooms. And hopefully, if we take it bite by bite, this house, our new house, won't be built until July. So we're going to take it 1 month at a time, get certain rooms cleared out for the first 3 or 4 months. And then probably starting in May, we're going to actually start packing and getting things set up. And we might even be taking stuff to storage units and stuff like that. But you guys have basically seen this planner because it's the same one as my content calendar. But I'm going to be using this as my new home project planner. And my word of the year for 2021 is synergy. The next set of planners, this is a big chunk of the planners that I have, and these kind of go along with my spiritual routines. And these are sometimes ones that I will barely use. Like I said, I don't use all of these planners every day because nobody would have time for that. But these will be things that I use occasionally that somehow support my like spiritual or personal journey. And I know that we're already getting pretty deep into time here, so I'm probably just going to barely touch on some of these, and I will be going over them in more detail during my setups. And in the new year, I'm going to be doing a video about my morning routine and my evening routine, so you guys can kind of see how I use these and incorporate those in that. So this is a standard size traveler's notebook that was a gift from a Hardy. So thank you again. That is part of the Kiki K Life is Wonderful collection. This is discontinued now, but you guys know I love dragonflies. So this is just like my favorite design dream planner ever. And I had at one point tried to set up these as handwriting journals, and I never had time to fully set them up. So another Hardy, one of my fans and viewers here, set up these standard size traveler's notebook handwriting, traveler's notebooks basically, where it already has like both cursive and like capital, lowercase, different types of fonts so that I can practice my handwriting. And then she's selling these on Amazon, so I will link these down below. But there are 3 different books to help learn the handwriting. So I'm going to be taking these out and putting these new ones in. And this again will not be, it's not exactly a planner. It's more of like a notebook, but it kind of masquerades like a planner. But this is my way of working on my handwriting, and I'm probably going to do this as part of my morning routine and rituals. Another thing I'm adding to my morning routine is something that was sent to me, and I have really been excited to dive into it. So this is called the Envision Planner, and it says it's a transformational planner. It has this pretty sort of brassy gold coil and a hard cover, and it basically is sort of like a law of attraction type, really spiritual planner for 90 days. So like it says, the portal to this 90-day daily planner is a space for expansive vision casting guided by core elements of your life. Dream wildly in relation to each. So I'm going to try this out for the first quarter of the year. So first, you kind of write your own manifesto and your theme for what you want to draw into your life. So it has a lot of kind of journaling pages in the front of it. And then it has like your practices and rituals, and you really think through like, what do you want to do to help your body? What do you want to do to help your spirit, your mind? What do you want to do to increase your like community and connection, your family, your romance? And I think even though I have a goal planner for my business, I think this will be the perfect companion in terms of for my personal journey. Then you have a monthly planner, and this is undated. So you can talk about how it's going to affect your theme, what you're going to do, the new moon and full moon rituals, so you can mark them on the calendar. And then it has a daily planner here. And the daily planner kind of guides you through your vision, gratitude, encounter, sweat or movement, what you're creating, your altar, which I have, and then your flow. And then here it has all of those things. So it explains kind of what to do. And then it has these pages for every single day where you can fill out your vision, any type of journaling and things like that. And I think this will be such a cool planner to have for a morning, kind of like morning pages. So I'll have this kind of morning reflection here. And then this will be the morning pages will just be to fill out this one page every day. So I'm going to give it a try. And it looks like maybe every month it kind of has a place to reflect and try something new. So I'm excited. This is called the Envision Planner. I'll link it for you down below, and I'll keep you guys updated in my notebook challenge every month as to how this is going. The other part of my morning routine is going to involve a mix of all of these things. So I have not been great about having a really creative morning routine. But if you've been following me, you know that I also have struggled to get as much creativity and writing into my schedule as I want. So I'm hoping this is going to nurture me, and I will reevaluate it 90 days in. But basically, I belong to Gabby Bernstein's Miracle membership, which is kind of like meditations and different things like that. And I do follow through with it, but I haven't done it as like religiously as I want. So I have in one of these little B6 notebooks here a list of all of the like Miracle membership monthly topics that she's covered. And as I go through them, I tend to make these notes on what I meditated on and things like that. And these little B6 notebooks from Simply Gilded that come with the monthly subscription are perfect for this kind of work. But I've been keeping them in this Simply Gilded traveler's notebook. But what I'm going to do, and you guys will see the full setup if you want. I've still got more of these notebooks because like I said, she included them every single month. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up this one from the Planner Society. So this is rose gold and it's clear and it has a white elastic to it. And then inside it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elastics. So what I'm planning to do is pull some of these notebooks out from the previous one that I've been using and set up some more of these so that each like meditation that I do has a notebook. I'm also going to be doing a manifestation challenge with Gabby Bernstein over the beginning of the year. So that's a 21-day challenge. So that will get its own notebook as well. I think I'm going to use this sweet peach one and keep it in the front because I think that's really pretty. But I'm going to be setting this up with papers and different things like that. And I'll be going through the entire like notes and meditations in these little notebooks. Then I also have a B6 Stalogy. I do have a clear cover that is similar to this one from Lauren Phelps Design. This I've talked about before. This is not really a planner as much as a place where I want to collect quotes. So I go over this in my notebook challenge, but I wanted to show you this cover. This one has like glitter confetti type stuff in it. The one I bought is just clear. And so I'm going to put some stickers on here and then the clear cover on it. And since it's B6 too, it's not going to go in an elastic, but it will go in the back of this. And I'm going to kind of attach it in and I'll show you how I'm going to do that coming up. So this B6 notebook will basically, or B6 Traveler's Notebook will basically become my daily morning ritual along with that Envision notebook. And this will be used in multiple ways. So all the meditations and stuff will go in here. And then this book, I guess it's kind of what I want it to turn into is what Quinn Boulay calls a magic morning journal. But I'm pretty excited about using it for a morning journal. You know, I don't know that I'll use it every single day, like I said, but I think it'll be fun. And I'm going to do a full setup video on this entire morning routine setup. And I won't be using this cover anymore. Everything will go into this one. So that's going to be super fun. So I know this video is ridiculously long, so some of these I'm just going to go over pretty quickly, but I do have another one that's kind of more, it's not exactly a planner. I just kind of lumped everything I'm planning to use for the year. This is a notebook from Mossery. It's actually called a Sketchbook. I will link this below, but one of my followers sent me a message on Instagram saying that they saw these dragonflies from a company called Mossery, and they, sent me a link, and they had this little enamel pin that I did actually get. They do have these covers, and then they have plastic covers that go on top of them to keep them protected. And you can get it personalized with your name, and the cover is reusable. So what you do is you put a notebook inside. So you can see that I could pull this notebook out and it's refillable, just like any of these other types of cases. So what I got to put inside of it is a mixed media sketchbook. So they have watercolor ones, they have ones that are for planners, they even have something called a twin book. I think it's bigger than this, and when you open it, it has one notebook on this side and one notebook on this side, and you can choose what you want to put in it. So it's kind of customizable. So you could have a notebook on one side that's lined and a planner, like a daily planner on the other side. And then when you finish it, you can just refill it. But this mixed media that will cover, I can use gouache, I can use watercolor or colored pencils or anything that I want, is what I'm going to be using for my art journal. And so I'm so excited to start filling this up and having this art journal be something that I'm doing for creativity, that I'm not trying to make money off of or like make Instagram photos or anything else. It'll be something that's really just for me, but I will be updating more about this in my monthly notebook challenge. And I am going to be going deeper into what some of these uses are going to be and some of the flip throughs and information on these types of things in my December notebook challenge that's coming up. It's late. I like to post those at the beginning of the month, but this month I have been too busy and we were on vacation. So I'm going to do something a little different. So it is coming. There is still a December notebook challenge, so hang out for that. So this is from Mossery, and this will be part of my like weekend creative time on my Saturdays off. The rest of the planners that I have are mostly for part of my evening ritual, and they're very similar to what I was using last year. One is this Hobonichi 5-year journal, and there are a couple different companies that have 5-year journals, but a 5-year journal is basically just like it sounds. It's a journal where you have one page for every single day of the year, so it has 366 pages in it, and on each page or each day, it has all 5 years. So 2020 all the way through 2024. And when you go through it, you write something on that day every year, like for the whole year. It also has this extra page, and I haven't really known what to do with this page. It's supposed to be, I guess, for like extra journaling or memory keeping or things like that, but I just haven't committed to it. So I've just been doing this. It only takes me like 5 minutes to just fill out what happened today, anything that Evie said or did, just kind of like a family memory. And then once you get to, 5 years down the road, 2024, you'll be able to look for the day and be like, oh, here's what happened on January 22nd every year for the past 5 years. And I have been putting my daily tarot draw here. I've been putting a little bit about the kids and what each of us have done for the day. And it's just been really nice. And so I enjoy that. It takes me 5 minutes. I have not missed a single day this year, and I'm really proud of that. Another thing that I do at night, and this is like a fundamental part of my evening ritual, is my tarot journal. So this year I've been keeping it in this Hello Kitty cover from Hobonichi that was from 2016. And so this again is another one that you use the cover and then you can refill it with a new book each year. But I just think it's always fun to look at a brand new Hobonichi cousin as opposed to one that's been used. So this is what it starts out looking like, very flat. And then just from the course of using it without too much washi tape, but a little bit of washi and stickers, it has grown, and it just always makes me so happy. And I'm hoping for 2021 to get it even chunkier, and I'm going to be filling it with more stuff, like a little bit more things from our lives than just the stickers and stuff. I track my daily tarot card in this first part of the journal. So you can see it blank here. It has the yearly overviews for 2020 through 2022, and then it has this sort of index. And I like to use it because it has all 12 months and every single day. It's a perfect place to mark what tarot card I drew that night. Then when you get to the monthlies, I don't really do much with the monthlies, a few things here and there, but then it has this weekly spread. So on the weekly spread, I take that same tarot card and then I journal a little bit about what that card meant to me for the week. So here's what it looks like filled out. I don't do anything special, just a little bit of like very basic type of lettering. And so there's not too much there, but here's what it looks like when it's brand new. So you just have these columns, and I have enjoyed that functionality. And then the rest of the planner is a daily page, and I love having the daily page, and I can use it for just like journaling a quote that I loved or something about my son that happened that day. I can also journal something that I'm feeling, or I can really reflect on the tarot card of the day and what it meant to me. So the Lovers, and here's what it meant for me for that day. And it's been really a nice way to stay in touch with my tarot journey and my tarot cards throughout the year. And there will be some days in here that I didn't write anything, but for the most part, I really kept up with it extremely well. And I love the way the pages feel. I love the way, it feels after it's been written on, and just looking back on it, and just to know that I'm almost done, it just fills me with so much joy and happiness. And because my daily planner is one in rings and I'm always pulling it out and, you know, storing it, this is really the main planner that I get that feeling of like completing it. So I will be setting up the new Hobonichi, the 2021 cousin, with this cover from Salty Katie Co. This is a jelly cover, and it doesn't have as many pockets in the front, like it doesn't have the same kind of things, but I didn't really use these this year. It was just kind of for decoration. But I'm going to put this little Sarra decal on there. I'm going to put some washi tape in there. And I'm going to be basically setting this up with some other stickers and stuff. So I'll be recording that process. But this is a fundamental part of my evening routine. Something new this year that I'm going to be using, because if you know me, you know I'm obsessed about Hello Kitty. Erin Condren just came out with this Joy and Kindness journal from Hello Kitty. Like, it's just so cute. And it's basically a 3-month journal where you journal about what you're focusing on, what type of kindness and joy you're bringing into your life. So I'm going to use this as part of my evening routine now, right before I go to bed. And it's just going to be like very little. So it's one day, one tiny little page a day, how I was kind to myself or what brings me joy. And I'm going to give this a shot for the first quarter of the month and see if I really enjoy decorating it and, you know, focusing a little bit more on joy and kindness. But I'm also going to focus on gratitude here. I just love this design and the gold foiling, and it has some blank pages here in the back. So I'm hoping this will be a good gratitude journal and a new addition to my nightly routine. Another planner I buy every year, but I don't use as a planner, is this Astro Moon Diary. I got this on Amazon. This basically is a cool planner that's kind of witchy and moon related. It has like all of the sort of pagan type festivals, and it has the wheel of the year and information about the year ahead and astrology and the moon cycles. And I just always enjoy reading it, but I don't use it as an actual planner. Like, I don't use these planner pages, but what I do is I read it and I will pull these images out, like cut them out, and I will use them in my Hobonichi nightly journal. So I do kind of tear this apart by the end of the year, but it has some beautiful poetry and some beautiful imagery. So I always really enjoy using this, and it has like information on the equinoxes and the different rituals. So another beautiful planner that I kind of destroy, but I use. And then the final thing, again, I will be doing a setup video on this coming up. So, I'll do this setup over on my Sarra Cannon channel, because this is something I know fans of my books would really enjoy. But I've talked about this a little bit before. This is a B5 size Archer and Olive Neapolitan notebook. So this is a bullet journal that has a mix of craft paper, black paper, and white paper. And this is really thick, like 120 GSM paper that you can paint on and really use. And it's bigger than the A5 size. So you can see the difference there, but it's the same great paper. What I'm going to be using this for is sort of a book of shadows, because I found that as I'm doing my evening routine, like I draw a tarot card, sometimes I have to look up a reference to what does this card usually mean, or if I'm doing a certain like ritual or casting a circle, I sometimes will forget the words I'm supposed to say, or I'll have to look up again like certain kinds of things that I'm doing in my spiritual practice. And so what this is going to become is really a book of shadows, or a place where I can put all of those frequently referenced materials like new moon tarot readings and, you know, different sorts of rituals that I like to do in my spiritual practice. And this is a really big journal, so I don't anticipate that I'm just going to fill it all the way up, but I am excited to get started on it. And I've got a plan for how I'm going to kind of put some tabs on this and section it out. So if you want to see that, definitely come follow me over on my Sarra Cannon channel. But I think that'll be really fun, and that will become sort of a reference material that I hopefully will use for years and years to come. But it is kind of goes on my planner schedule for this next year. All right, so that is actually it for all of my main
planners that I use, but I do have a few kind of odds and ends that I haven't decided if I'll use or how I'll use. If I decide I don't want to use them, then I'll give them away probably here on this channel. But for now, I'm still trying to decide my full setup. So I grabbed these 3 Hello Kitty sort of monthly planners when I was at Disney, and I don't know how I'm going to use them. I kind of have an idea of how I want to use this one, but it's a little bit more personal. So we will leave that on the bedside table and not talk about that one. But it is super cute. Like, you've got stickers in the front and a couple like yearly overview calendars, and then you have the monthly calendar with some blank like journaling pages in the back. Same thing for this one that says friends are where the fun is. It has actually like a Tokyo subway map and then an overview with the monthly pages. And so I don't know how I'm going to use this. I need to put some thought into whether or not I will use it, but I just thought it was so cute. If nothing else, I'll pull some of the images out of it. And then this little Twin Stars date book is a bigger one. And I think that I'm actually going to use this for some overarching sort of social media plans or release date plans. So I will keep you guys updated. This one actually started in terms of months back in October of 2020. So I've already missed a couple months of it, but again, kind of a fun little monthly planner, but I don't know how I'll use it. And then the final thing is Erin Condren released this little pocket planner, and it also is just monthly with a little dashboard here and then a horizontal weekly spread. I originally thought, oh, I'll use this for my gratitude journal, but then I decided to use this other Hello Kitty one. So this is another one that's really cute. If you're looking for something to go in your wallet, that might work really well for you. And it's just so cute, but I don't know if I have a use for it. So I guess we'll see. And if I don't, I'll gift it to someone else. That is all of my main planners. I do have a couple digital planners, but this video has gone super long. So I think I'm going to save that for another video because I've used this iPad now for a couple of different things, including Notion. So stay tuned, and there will be another video coming up soon where I will walk you through a digital planner that I'm using for goal setting for 2021, as well as my entire Notion setup for writers. So if you're really looking forward to some Notion stuff, then make sure that you subscribe. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for the past hour. I love this video. I always look forward to doing it. I will be doing a lot of setups of these different planners coming up over the next couple weeks, as well as a vision board party on New Year's Eve. So subscribe and join our Hearties family, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy 2021.